Hello everyone, welcome to Level Change channel. My name is Claudio Fonseca. I'm a real world pilot, and today we are going to fly the 737-800 short field performance from Hong Kong to Xiamen. So from Hong Kong to the southeast coast of China. It's a relatively short flight, 1 hour and 45 minutes we are expecting, and I'm going to start now my Vpilot. We are going to perform this flight online in the Vatsim network. I just forgot to send my flight plan actually, so I'm going to do it now. So I have to prefile this in a network that is going to be Vatsim. So I'm just singing in and sending the flight plan. Everything looks fine. Our call sign today is Air China 105. Okay, so I just prefile my flight plan. It's all correct. And then on Vpilot, we can now connect as CCA Air China 105. Something that I just realized, that my squawk is in Charlie mode, so we take it to standby one more time. Okay, that's fine. And now it is on standby. Just want to make sure my flight plan is there. Yep, my flight plan is there. And let's start our flight today. So we have this 737-800 here, position 186, if I'm not wrong, in Hong Kong International Airport. So inside this airplane, as you can see now, we have the APU running, and we are ready to start our procedures. This APU was left running by maintenance personnel. So one thing that we have to check here is the status of the airplane. So when we go to Pmdg setup, aircraft, by the way, I'm going to remove my webcam so you can follow me through. So on the failures, we make sure there's no active failures. That is fine. That's what we want for today. And then we check oil quantity 94 and 96, and we also check the hydraulic quantity. 100% is perfect. All the way up there in the aft overhead panel, we check the crew oxygen requirement is also okay, so we can start our procedure. We take the IRS to align and nav mode. Then we can arm the emergency exit lights, and the last step here is going to be set the parking brake, so we can perform the exterior inspection really soon. And another thing that we need to do is to check the current weather here for Hong Kong. Let me see. Yeah, the pilot client is working, so I'm going to give you our, let me see, I think this is the correct one. Yes, so now you have the pilot client, and we are going to take as WX Victor Hotel Hotel, sorry, is the opposite, Victor Hotel Hotel Hotel, and we have here the H's. H's says 200 at 8, more than 10, fuel 2000, 30 degrees 1005, no significant changes. So most probably runway 25 for departure. We are going to use 25 left. We do not have the new runway here on the simulator for Hong Kong. Hong Kong now has 3 runways. I'm going to show you that really soon. So the important thing for us is that the QNH is 1005, is set in all of them, and we already have the weather information. So the FO goes outside for the external check. Position light is on, and the captain can start the FMC. So if I'm not, yeah, so this is the FMC. It says enter IRS position. We are going to do that. So I clear this message. We have a 737-800, 26K is the engine rating. The navigation data is active and current from 20th of April until 18th of May. So we can start our flight. We are at Victor Hotel, Hotel, Hotel. And to set the IRS position, I'm going to use the GPS position, which is the most accurate one. So now I'm going to take the SimBrief panel. I'm going to take SimBrief panel here to the right side, while I can keep my CDU here on the right. So here you can follow everything that I'm going to use. So Victor Hotel Hotel is the origin. The destination is Zulu Sierra Alpha Mike, Zulu Sierra Alpha Mike, and the flight number is CCA105, Charlie Charlie Alpha 105, which means Air China 105. Then our route is down here, so we go to Lakes. So Lakes usually is the first waypoint. We are going to make sure it works, because then we take Victor 1, yeah, that's correct, to .me, and then Alpha 470 to Tabon, and here we have the arrival into runway 23 for now. So I'm going to activate and execute this. For departure, I'm expecting to depart runway 25 left, so should be Lakes to Bravo. Just to make sure that that's the correct one, I'm going to go to the Navigraph. I hope you have the Navigraph on your screen right now. Yes, and then when we go to Victor Hotel Hotel Hotel, let's take this flight. So runway, I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to select 25 left. Okay, I'm going to show you that really soon to you, and I can edit this one. Yeah, from 25 left to Lakes or Lakis, the only option is Lakes to Bravo. Okay, so this is the, sorry, it's here, Lakis to Bravo departure, runway 25 left, all the way to Lakis. And what I'm going to show you is the airport. So on the sim right now, I have runway 25 left, runway 25 center. It's under reconfiguration, but on our sim is 25 right. We do not have this one to the north, which is the now new 25 right. So on the sim, we do not have the north runway unless you have a new scenario for Hong Kong, and the runway that they usually call 07 center and 25 center is the old 25 right, 07 left. So because this one is not in use nowadays and I do not have the north runway, I'm going to use the 25 left for sure. Okay, and it's really easy taxi for us. We take Hotel 9 Juliet to the holding point Juliet 11, departure runway 25 left. On this departure, Lakes to Bravo. And we have some restrictions for this departure, 5,000 or below until we reach Prawn, that we have to cross between 205 knots and 230 knots, and then Rumsky max, or not maximum, at 230 knots, and then we need to cross Trout above 140. So that's our route today. Let's go back to the sim, so I can select here Lakes to Bravo departure and I can execute. Departure and arrival, I'm going to select the ILS to runway 23. Once again, let's go back to the Navigraph to see which ILS we can select there. So it says runway 23 approaches available. Let's see which approach is available for us. We have this Tebon to Alpha. Let's see Tebon to Alpha. It takes us from Tebon right to Nuspa, and then Alpha Mike 105, 121, and 122. And from 1 to 2 is the initial approach fix. So let's see. We have 2 that goes to runway 23. Actually, only 1 from Alpha Mike 1 to 2. So this is the one, ILS Zulu. So the ILS Zulu is this one from Alpha Mike 1 to 2 to 213, and then left to 203, and the final. That's the ILS Zulu. Which chart is this one? ILS DME Zulu runway 23. Okay, this is standard Cat 1, and this one. Okay, this is Cat 1. What it says here, Arnav ILS DME Zulu runway 23. And this is the SA Cat 1 Arnav ILS Zulu. So we have with a missed approach climb gradient of 3%. And this is a special one. Okay, this is a special one where you go down to 150 feet. That's not the case. We are limited to 200, and in this case we need to take the ILS standard ILS Zulu 236, which is 200 above. So I'm going to unpin this one. They cannot. Okay, that's fine. So we are landing on runway 23. We check that later on. But Tebon 82 Alpha is our arrival, and Arnav ILS DME Zulu, that's what we need. So ILS Zulu runway 23 from Alpha Mike 112, and then we go Tebon 82 Alpha. For now we can execute. So the route is complete. We can go to performance initialization. Our reserves 3935, so 4. Cost index cost index should be in summary. Cost index 25, yes. And the zero fuel weight, so we are expecting 60.2, as you can see here. And I'm going to go to this side where I do all the actions that I need on the FMC, and I'm going to take it to the real number 60.148. As we are here, we need a block fuel of 7334, so I'm going to take 7400 as the fuel for now. Okay, that is fine. So we can come back to this side, and our cruise level is expected to be 310. Wind at top of climb wind 289/49, and transition altitude I'm going to take from the charts here in Hong Kong is 9,000 feet. So 9,000 feet is the transition temperature. Top of climb temperature -32, so -32, and we can execute this. The outside temperature 30 degrees. We make sure we have 30 degrees, and then I'm going to talk to you about our procedure for noise abatement. So let's go to Victor Hotel charts, and on the reference we have reference to 25 left. Okay, but I do want not this. I want the chart that talks about the procedures. Okay, we are going to need this that transits from lakes V1 all the way to .me. Yeah, this is the chart that we need to follow as well. But I'm just missing here. Hey, taxi airport briefing for departure. What I want to show you is actually the noise abatement. Okay, noise abatement. To comply with speed requirements, in our case at Prawn, at 205 or greater, it's recommended to use NADP2 or the manufacturer's recommended procedure if unable to comply with seat speed requirement for MHC prior to entering the runway. So that's not a big deal. So we have to use NADP2. NADP2 means that we are going to start accelerating at 1000 feet in this case or above, and then we are going to keep the power until we retract the first flap. Okay, that's what I'm going to show you. So for now we accelerate at 1000, but we don't want the thrust reduction to occur at the same time, so I'm going to take it the highest possible for now, which is 3000 feet. But actually I'm going to reduce the thrust as soon as select flaps 1. So when we select flaps 1, most probably depart flaps 5, then I'm going to come to the CDU here, and we are going to select the N1 once we select the flaps 1. Okay, so that's what we have for now. The FMC is almost complete. One more thing that we are going to do now is to calculate our performance to check if we can depart with another thrust other than 26. So for this, I'm going to take you to the virtual performance tool. And here on the virtual performance tool, we are at Victor Hotel Hotel Hotel, which is Hong Kong. We select runway 25 left. We can even select an intersection departure, which I'm going to choose Juliet 9. Just for you to understand, where is Juliet 9? So we are going to take off from Juliet 11 or even Juliet 10, but I'm going to calculate performance from Juliet 9 just in case we need to go further away because of traffic or something blocking. Maybe ATC can clear us via hotel, and then Juliet 9 if there are traffic here for departure that is not ready yet. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. So we took Juliet 9, the runway is dry. Wind, we can take it from 200 at 9. So if you take here 200/09, you are going to see that this is 5 knots headwind. So I'm going to be conservative and use 0. Temperature is 30, QNH 1005. Rating optimum, ATM is maximum, flap optimum, air conditioning auto, anti-ice on, and improved climb is off. CG, I can keep it as the most forward CG. I don't need to select anything now. And our takeoff weight, I'm just going to take it from the airplane, what it's sensing now, 67.6. So 67,600 kilos. And I'm going to, APA was not correct. Okay, this is 30. And we are calculating. So it gives us flaps 1, which is the optimum. 25 left at Juliet 9, 67.6. 1028 is the minimum flap retraction altitude. We can take off with 22K and select temperature of 36. The speeds will be 150, 151, and 155. Engine failure procedure, 7 miles. And then we turn left, heading or course 180. and then 155 inbound November Golf Lima. So all of these I'm going to take on the fix page. Okay, so what we need is India Fox Lima 7 miles. Okay, let's go to the sim where I'm going to take this to you in fix page. India Fox Lima. Yes, the Hong Kong International one. We need 7 miles. This runway heading is, let me just take it, runway heading is 254. So 254, 7 miles, makes sense. Okay, 254, 7 miles. I don't think that we have a route 2 in this case. Yeah, we don't have route 2 for this airplane, but anyway, is straight ahead, then 254/7 miles. So then we need to take the opposite, of course, is 074/7 miles. So we go straight ahead on this green line until we reach 7 miles, and then from there we fly heading 180, and then we need to intercept November Lima Golf Radio 155. So next page, November Lima Golf, and the radio is 155. So let's take 155 slash, and let's see here in the plan. Oh, I was correct. It's in the other side. My mistake, guys. 254/7 miles makes sense now, and we take this to the center. So now you can understand. Okay. So what we are going to do in case of engine failure, we are going to continue climbing straight ahead to 7 miles, which is basically position prone. And then on position prone, this 7 miles, we are going to turn left on course 180, and then on 180 we are going to intercept the 155 radio outbound, so that will keep us clear of the terrain that we have on this area. Okay, so what we need now is India Fox Lima. So index navidata India Foxtrot Lima as navade. Which one? Not this one. So let me try one more time here, only on fixed page, India Foxtrot Lima. Yeah, the first one for Hong Kong, 108.9. So we take here 108.9. And on standby, we need November Lima Golf. Okay, November Lima Golf. That we can check on the November Lima Golf. Frequency 117.7, so we keep it on standby 117.70, and we are going to do the opposite on this side, so we can have both 11770, and for the ILS 108.90. And then on our departure, the ones that we go straight ahead is from the left side, 254, and then we need to intercept 180 from November Lima Golf. So everything is set for our departure, except that we can take out, we can delete this one and use Victor Hotel Hotel and 25 miles just as heads up for our MSA. On the N1 limit, we already know that we can take off with 22K and most probably temperature of 36. Takeoff flaps 1 CG, I'm going to take it from the airplane itself. So FS actions, payload, the CG now 19.7, so I'm going to select as 19. And the speeds will be as per the virtual performance 2, 150, 151, and 155. So 150, 151, and 155. Okay. That's it for now. We have the FMC setup complete. And then the FO is coming from the interior inspection. He's going to check the FMC. And both captain and FO can start preparing the airplane. That means we go here in the minimum range with traffic, flight director on both sides, auto throttle on, and I need the airport information so we can check the oxygen. Is checked. We have auto throttle armed. Flight director initial altitude is 5,000 or below. So we already set 5,000 or below, and we know that our V2 will be 155. We can already preset. We check it later on. 155. LNAV and VNAV armed. We do have correct sensing for everything, including the light test here. Parking brake is set, all set on the captain side. On the first officer side, it starts from the overhead panel. Just going to make a quick scan here, not to waste our time too much. We're going to fly at 310. And the altitude, if I'm not wrong, that is 0 feet. We can even check that later on. First flight of the day on the right side. And as well, flight director is on. Traffic, airport, oxygen mask is checked. All correct, including the lights. Auto brake RTO. The brake disarm light on and extinguished. And now we can listen to both radios and transmit on the first one, 2000 for now. And this is all set. What we can do now, we can ask for the pre-flight checklist. So pre-flight checklist states oxygen tested at 100%, navigation transfer voice switches, they are normal and auto, window heat on, pressurization mode selector auto, flight instruments heading 068, altimeter 1005, parking brake set, engine start levers cut off. Pre-flight checklist is complete. Okay, so we are almost ready to start. Let's just make sure. Okay, we have some people already here. Mauro, Kiala, and Sukita saying good morning. How's it going? I'm fine, perfectly fine today. To fly this short sector here, just over an hour and 30 minutes to Xiamen. So let's get started, and then during the cruise we can start talking again. So my point here is to prepare the airplane for pushback and departure. So everything is going to be removed. I do have to come here and remove shocks. Yes, so they are removed. And I just want to make sure that the doors, we can close them as well. All set for our flight. So FMC, legs page. I'm going to give you the audio for this pushback as well. Says they are almost ready for pushback. Let's see, they are coming here. Okay, so now we can start our procedures. Fuel pumps on, hydraulic pumps on, seat belts on, Anti-collision light on. All set here at the back as well, and transponder to transponder. So at this time we go to before start checklist. Flight deck door is closed and locked. Fuel, we have 7,400 kilograms. Pumps on. Passenger signs, they are auto and on. Windows locked. MCP V2 155, heading Z, it should be 258. That's why we do, sorry, 254. That's why we do checklist 254. So we need to take the nose to the right, tail to the left. So MCP heading 254, altitude 5000, takeoff speeds V1 150, VR 151 and V2 155. CDU pre-flight completed, running at iron trim 3 and 0, taxi and takeoff briefing completed, and collision light on before start checklist complete. So we can release parking brakes. So this is our pushback starting, and let's start our engines. So we need to take backs off, engine number 2 ground, and when we have 25% N2 we can release the fuel. We have ground. I didn't check that before. 12255. Okay, let's go. 12255. Hong Kong ground. Hello, this is Air China 105.
Still nothing on our end, sir.
Hong Kong ground, Air China 105. So we start, and now we are going to set parking brake. I'm going to confirm that both engines start were okay, just to release the ground crew.
Clear to LAX is filed via the Ocean 2 Alpha departure runway 7 right, flight plan route, climb via the SIG, maintain 5,000 squawk 3301, polar 908 heavy.
Okay guys, sorry. I'm dealing with the ATC right now. The ATC is not listening to the airplanes. Okay, I'm dealing with him by text right now. So let's see. Now we are starting the left engine. We finished the engine start.
105, how do you read?
And then Air China 105, I read you 5.
And we can also read you 5 by 5, pulling on area.
Yeah, I think ground cannot hear us. I will try by text. Thank you. By the way, 098, what's your position on the ground? See if we can find you.
We just pushed back from gate Charlie 34.
Okay, Charlie 34, Roger. We are in the south pier here. Not an issue. See you. Have a safe flight.
Alright, thank you, sir. Have a good one.
So what is happening now is that ATC is telling me that our flight level is not available for Xiamen at this time. Let me check which one I can give him, because we need a level in meters. So I will try so we do need flight level 310. It should be 9,000. That's not the one I want. So the one I want, the table that I want is come on, I do not have the table here. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get the table for the meters in China, because I made a mistake and I didn't check this before the flight. So, not the case. I'm just, let me just tell him. So, guys, let me just check for this meters to feet conversion and table aviation. So we should be flying at 31,000. I will take the one that I use in flight. And we are going to fly at flight level 310, so we should be 9,500 meters. Should be 9,500 meters. Which is flight level 311. Okay, so we have to fly at flight level 311. So by the way, we are going to complete our after start.
China 105, Hong Kong ground.
Hong Kong grounder, China 105. Good afternoon.
Air China 105, flight level 321 is not available. The only flight level available are the three I listed.
Okay, so we are happy with 246, which will be 7,500 meters.
China 105, Roger, stand by for clearance. Break, Polar 098, do you read?
Yeah, I got you 5x5, sir. Polar 098 heavy.
Polar 098, continue taxi to holding point Kilo 1 runway 07, right by Kilo.
So we are going to fly 246 for now.
Sorry, 7 right, Kilo 1, Polar 98 heavy.
Air China 1105, clearance available.
Air China 105, ready to copy.
Air China 105, clear to Xiamen, Lakes 3 Alpha, departure runway 07 right, climb past 5,000 feet, squawk 3303.
Air China 105 is cleared to Xiamen at Lakes 3 Alpha, departure, climb to 5,000, squawk 3003.
Air China 105, feedback is correct, F5 is ready for taxi.
We are ready to taxi, Air China 105.
Air China 105, squawk 3303.
Squawk 3303 coming up now, Air China 105. So here we go, 3303. And we do have before taxi checklist to do.
Air China 105, taxi to holding point Juliet 1, runway 07 right via Juliet.
And Air China 105, we understood via Juliet to holding point to Juliet 11.
Air China 105, negative, Juliet to holding point Juliet 1.
Juliet to holding point to Juliet 1, Air China 105. So Juliet to holding point Juliet 1. Okay, let me check. So Lakes 3 Alpha is the departure. So
098.
generators, they are on, probe heat on, anti-ice off, isolation valve. Is it auto? No, I didn't check. Auto. Engine start switch continues. Now recall is checked. Auto brake RTO. Engine start levers idle detent. Flight controls checked. Ground equipment clear. So Lakes 3 Alpha. Let me just check. Give me guys a minute because Lakes 3 Alpha. Oh, that's why departure is runway 25, sorry, 07 right. So let's change here, departure and arrival, runway 07 right, Lakes 3 Alpha. Takeoff speeds were deleted. Okay, we are going to check takeoff speeds later on. So I release the parking brake, taxi light on, and now we can taxi on Juliet. And while we taxi, we'll make the computation to take off from runway 07 right. I'm going to do it really fast in the OPT. 07 right. I'm going to take Juliet 2 is dry and wind. This time I'm going to use wind -5. So this one will take us to Juliet. So Right now I can show you what are the new results. So same thing, 150, 151 and 155, and 1028 is the minimum flap retraction altitude. So nothing changed for our departure. I just have to confirm that in our FMC. So N1 limit 36 is the assumed temperature. Flaps 1, 150, 151, 155, and acceleration height 1028 at least, engine out 1028. That's what we have for today. Okay, here we go. So we are pretty much ready now. We need to set the trim, and I forgot in the beginning of our procedure to set the flaps, so flaps 1. This is the 098 departing right now. Very nice departure. So what is our trim? Trim is 5.67, so it's almost 6. Here we are. And as we taxi straight ahead now here on Juliet, I'm going to take before takeoff checklist. Flap is 1, green light, and stabilizer trim 5.7 units. Before takeoff checklist complete. I did calculate performance from Juliet 2. So I'm going to show you right now. We are taxiing on Juliet. So we are here on Juliet. We go all the way. We have clearance to Juliet 1, and I have performance from Juliet 2. The departure, I just make sure everything is correct. So we have on the legs Corpa 2055 or below, then Tango Delta 220 knots, and Shelly Lakes. That's all correct. I'm going to check my chart just to make sure, because this is Lakes 3 Alpha departure. Yeah, and the Tulum, the Tango Delta is at 220 knots, so we need to maintain 220 knots there. Okay, let's try to speed up a little bit. Waze 2 BR says, Opa! Hey man, how are you? Hey guys, I hope you are all fine. I hope I don't have a crash on my sim. I just reinstalled my driver yesterday. I had some crashes related to the NVIDIA driver, so I revert back to the previous one, to the old one that I'm using since February or March. So should be okay, but we never know. I hope we can finish this flight without any crash to desktop today. I'm taxiing, I'm trying to go up to 30 knots. We go slowly, increasing our speed. We have 20 knots now, we can go up to 30. Waze 2 says that this simulation is good. Thank you so much. Waze, do you understand English? If you do not understand English, I can reply to you in Portuguese, not a big deal. I'm just trying to make it in English so more people can join this live broadcast and see how a real world pilot can deal with the flight simulator and the Pmdg airplane. Waze 2 aí, então, se você entende inglês, me avisa, senão a gente conversa em português, beleza? ...27 knots, so I'm going to take thrust back to idle. Beleza, zero estresse. Se que tiver de dúvida aí, pode perguntar em português. Eu falo com você em português, tá? Eu tento fazer a live em inglês para atrair mais gente aí pro canal. Mas tô disponível aí em português também, tá? 15 horas de voo. De voo você vai fazer. Our friend Waze2 is saying that he's going to start a 15 hours flight. I cannot even imagine what kind of flight would be that, and for sure I will be not able to stay that long in front of the computer. So we are crossing now Juliet 5. We still have a couple of Juliets to go. A little bit more of thrust again. Speed already reduced to 22 knots. We want to maintain something closer to 30 knots on this one. Hong Kong ground, Air China 105.
Go ahead, 105.
We have a question, if you don't mind. This level 246, is this only for the Hong Kong area, or I need to maintain all the way to Xiamen?
This is a limitation for the Hong Kong to Xiamen route, so the whole route is maximum 246.
That's amazing. We didn't know that. Thank you so much.
No worries. China 105, monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a good flight.
122.8 or China 105. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.
You too.
So we need to go now 122.8. And this is a restriction for the whole flight then. Hong Kong traffic, this is Air China 105. We are approaching holding point runway 07 right, ready for departure. So our friend is doing Dubai Guarulhos. Very nice. I used to fly in real life a similar route to this, from here Doha to Guarulhos. So guys, we are approaching the holding point. I'm going to stop here at the holding point, Juliet 1, to make sure everything is okay. Okay, so here we are at the holding point. I'm going to set the parking brake. As we had a couple of changes, I'm going to make sure that everything is correct. Okay, everything is correct for now. We can even check for the approach and the runway. Everything looks clear. So we set the lights. Transponder to TA array, and here we go. Hong Kong traffic, Air China 105 entering runway 07 right for departure. We'll be rolling in 30 seconds. So here we go. We line up at runway 07 right. We have performance for Juliet 2. That's why I don't need to oversteer much for this turn. We can start to line it up. And here we go. Throttles to 40% and 1. And take off. Takeoff, if I'm not wrong, is N1 Toga. Thrust set. checked. At this time we released the pressure that we were doing on the yoke, so yoke neutral, we maintain the center line with the rudder. Wind is coming from the right, so we need left rudder and right aileron, V1, and we rotate. We try to get out of the ground like this. Yeah, nice one.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up, AONAV is engaged, and we follow the flight director. Follow flight director around 400 feet. We can engage autopilot, VNAV speed. At 1000 feet, the airplane will start accelerating to 205 knots, so that we can retract. Well, actually we need to keep the flaps 1. As we are accelerating now, we already comply with the noise abatement procedure because we are maintaining flaps 1 all the way. So I'm going to take N1 to reduce to climb thrust. So we have N1 now. And we maintain 205 until Porpa. As 205 is less than flap up speed, we need to maintain flaps 1 for now. And the heading, I forgot, to the other side. We're going to turn really soon. Hong Kong traffic, Air China 105, departed runway 07. We are on the Lake 3 Alpha departure. We are going to climb according to the restrictions, flight level 246. We are going to need meters today. And the transition is up to Porpa. As we are reaching 5000 after Porpa, now I can continue our climb to flight level 246. As you can see, we have N1 VNAV speed crossing Porpa below 5000, and now 220 knots. We can retract flaps to up, and this 220 knots we need to maintain until Tango Delta VOR, which is going to come up really soon. So Tango Delta VOR is in front of us. 220 knots into that position, so we have flaps up, no light. Can do the after takeoff checklist, including engine start switch to auto, landing gear up and off, and auto brake to off. Let's take the checklist. So after takeoff checklist says engine blitz on, PAX auto, landing gear up and off, flap up no light. After takeoff checklist complete. Transition altitude is 9,000 here. And I just want to make sure we have enough fuel to finish all the flight. 4.4 and our minimum is 4.0. We are a little bit short, but still doable. This is because of the change in our flight level for this flight. We are about to cross 9,000 feet. We set altimeters to standard. Standard set and cross-checked. So next step now is to wait for 10,000 feet. We are not expecting any turbulence. A beautiful view of Hong Kong. I will try to give you some. Oh, this is the old Kai Tak airport below us. So this is the old Kai Tak airport, used to be downtown in Hong Kong. Beautiful view of Kai Tak airport. So as we climb now and we cross 10,000 feet, there's no turbulence expected. We can turn the seat belts to auto. We can take all the lights that we don't use. Not working like this. We don't use anymore to off. And that's it. We are approaching Tango Delta in 4 miles. After Tango Delta we can resume our normal climb speed. At above 10,000 feet will be 284 knots. As we have tailwind here, I will even speed up a little bit, so we can try to make up some fuel on this flight. Start the view for the passengers on the right side. View for the passengers on the left side. Right and left again. Here we go, approaching Tango Delta, passing Tango Delta, 220 knots, it's not longer a speed restriction. The airplane accelerates to 284, let's see initially 284 how it goes, and then we accelerate a little bit more. Okay, so now as it accelerates, I do have time to talk to you. So, Roger, what's up, Claudio? Really nice to hear you. Thank you, Roger. Cara, eu vi as fotos ali, mais um cruzeiro, né? Top, top. Parabéns. Esse aí deu vontade de fazer. Apesar de que aqui tá ficando calor também. Aí a vontade diminui um pouquinho, porque o calor aqui é insuportável. Mas eu acho que pra vocês ali tava top, né? Parabéns mais uma vez, a gente se fala por aí. Tô na escuta aqui, fazendo esse voozinho de Hong Kong pra Xiamen, na China, pra mostrar aí pra galera como é que a gente faz esse voo na vida real. So guys, this is my friend Roger from Brazil. And I just talked to him in Portuguese because it's easier for us. And let's talk about something related to our speed. As we have a tailwind, I want to use this tailwind as much as I can. So I'm going to open the speed intervention, this open the speed window, and I'm going to increase our speed to 320 knots. Okay? Usually I don't do this, but today we are going to be outside our ideal flight level. That should be something close to 370. It was planned by SimBrief 310, but according to the Hong Kong ground ATC flight level 246, which stands for 246 is 7,900 meters. Sorry, 7,500 meters. This is the maximum altitude that we can fly this route. Okay, so that's why we are flying at flight level 246 today. And because of this, I'm speeding up a little bit, so we can use this tailwind anyway, as we are not going to climb all the way to 310. I hope that this will help us to catch up some time and fuel for this flight. See which other this is a nice view for this flight. So right now we don't have much. We have 3 people watching to this live broadcast. I didn't tell anyone that I was going to broadcast, so my mistake. And here we have Carlos Vinicius. I would like too much that was in Portuguese. Carlos, eu posso falar com você em português também, tá? Não tem problema. A ideia é trazer um público maior para a live aí, principalmente pelo horário que a gente está fazendo essa live. Mas qualquer dúvida que você tenha, qualquer procedimento que você fique em dúvida, ou se você quiser perguntar alguma coisa específica aí sobre o Boeing, seja o 737, seja o 777 que eu vou no momento, enfim, fica à vontade aí, beleza, Carlos? A ideia aqui não é para complicar para ninguém. Até é interessante que depois, se você ver essa live novamente, vai ter a oportunidade de ver ela com legenda em português. Tá? O closed caption do YouTube aí consegue reconhecer bem a minha voz em inglês e aí faz essa tradução automática se você selecionar, obviamente, para o português, beleza? So guys, I was telling Carlos Vinicius that I can reply to my Brazilian followers in Portuguese at any time. 4 times I'm talking in Portuguese with the Brazilian guys, okay? So let's see how we are doing it. almost crossing 20,000 feet. Mach decimal 68 for now. So we go up to 7.8. So now what I'm going to do, I will set 320 slash 0.78. I'm going to execute, and I can close this window, and you are going to see that 320 and 7.8 is there, and it's going to maintain 320, and then when it reaches Mach 7.8, it's going to keep Mach 7.8 all the way. Our cruise flight today is expected at 675. This is a little bit short. Let's see what Mach 7.8 does. It is going to reduce our fuel to 4.1, just on the limit. Yeah, we still can accept that, just to make sure we reach it at least on time. And we are going to monitor our descent. 7.8 to 6.7, it's more than enough. So that's what we have for now. Let's see which other cameras. Oh. Why I'm on this camera? Ah, I was like this. Yeah, I made a mistake. So this is the other one. I really like this one for now. Let's see. Right now we are passing 6,700 meters, climbing to 7,500 meters. This is our cruise level, flight level 246. Once we are stable in level flight, I'm going to show you which airports we have around. We can do a short cruise briefing. We are still closer to Hong Kong. Macau is to the other side. So Hong Kong is 73 miles. We can take like Hong Kong slash 200 miles. This is like half an hour from Hong Kong. So if we zoom this out, we are going to see that inside this circle here we are pretty much half an hour from Hong Kong, and our destination is Zulu Sierra Alpha Mike. If we also do 200 miles, we are going to see that both 200 miles they are around and they cover all the flight. So maybe 150 miles it's better. Yeah, so 150 miles is enough to cover the entire route for us. So far we are going to, if something happens, we go back to Hong Kong. And when we are around Dotini, we can continue all the way to Xiamen. We are about to reach 24,600 feet, which is 7,500 meters, and we are ready to fly in China. So let's take a shortcut here as we approach our flight level. Nobody in our flight level. We go to .me, and then later on we are going to take a shortcut as well on our arrival. So that's it. We're going to fly Mach decimal 7.8 for now. We just reached 24,600 feet. We make sure that the pressurization is fine, pressurization is okay. We make sure we have enough fuel to complete the flight. Now 4,200 kilograms of fuel for this arrival. We already know the airports that we are going to use, and just to make sure we can take the terrain here, and the highest terrain that we have around is 5,000 feet, so not a big deal, not an issue for our short flight today. Okay, once again the exterior view, and I'm going to talk to you about the arrival. So first thing I'm going to show you is my pilot. So if I take .wx Zulu Sierra Alpha Mike, I just requested the method for Xiamen. It says 190 at 08 meters per second, so that means 08. If you want to take it to knots, usually you take the speed and you just double it. So 190 at 8 meters per second means 190 at 16 knots. Visibility is more than 10, scatter at 2300, temperature 28, 1007. Okay, so this is the method for our destination. As we do not have ATC online, we will have to deal with this information. So 1007, we are going to pre-select it. 1007 is pre-selected, and then based on this we are going to go to our Navigraph chart. So Navigraph charts, let's take the airport for now. So the airport is runway 05 and 23, as the wind is coming from 190, so runway 23 is the best runway for us. And as we discuss, the arrival Tango Echo Bravo Tebon 82 Alpha. What I'm going to do eventually from Tebon, if there is no ATC and no traffic around, from Tebon I go direct to Alpha Mike 125, so we get a shortcut here. This is a downwind, and these are the altitude that we have to cross. 121, 5,910. Why 5,910? Because this is 1,800 meters, so ATC will clear us if there was ATC. If there were ATC online, 1,800 meters, so we have to select 5,900 feet, and then at 122 maximum 210 knots, 4,930, which means 1,500 meters with flat feet. From this point we continue on the ILS Zulu runway 23. So the ILS Zulu runway 23 is coming up, and then we have Alpha Mike 321, 2,960, that stands for 900 meters, and then 203 is the same altitude, 900 meters. Then we have 2,630, which is 800 meters. That's the point where we intercept the glide slope for the ILS 109.7 India Kilo Kilo final approach course 235. So we have to select the localizer core, localizer frequency, the final approach course. Okay, so 109.7 and 235 to perform this ILS, down to a minimum of 236, and the elevation is 59 feet. So we are going to set all of this into our sim right now. So first thing, pressurization, we are landing at airport at 50 feet. Then frequency is 109.7. So we take this to the ILS 109.7. 109.7. If I'm not mistaken, I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, 109.7, and 235 is the final approach course. So 235 is set on both sides. I'm going to check now leg by leg after Tebon. So we have Nuspa. We are going to fly from Tebon directed to 125, and then 212 5,910, that's correct. 122 210 4,930, then 231 2,960. The next one is the same, 2,960 at 03, and then we intercept the final at 2,630. In case of missed approach, we continue straight ahead to 7 miles, and then we fly X-ray Lima November VOR to hold there. X-ray Lima November VOR is 114.7, so 114.7 on standby for the VOR. 114.7 just in case we need for our missed approach. Okay, so I'm going to perform the to calculate the performance with you. So I think you can, yeah, you can see my information here for landing. So we are going to land at Zulu Sierra Alpha Mike Xiamen. Yeah, it calculates for runways, in this case 23. 2.5 is the minimum gradient, is dry. Wind, I'm going to use 0 as we are going to have some headwind, 28 degrees and 1007. Flap basically 30, and air conditioning out, anti-ice off, brakes all, no normal checklist, speed brake is auto and reverse with no credit. Okay, and the weight I'm going to take from the airplane right now. So let's go back to our sim. So we are going to burn 900 kilos, which means we are going to land with 64.4, and the speed 147, 152. So 64.4, 644, we calculate. .4. Let's see if it works now. Yeah. So we can see the graphic here. It shows the auto brake 2 is enough, but auto brake 3 will give us some margin to vacate Alpha 3. So I think auto brake 3 is the best, and the speed 152 makes sense with the speed that we do have on the sim. 147 and 152. Only one thing, we have 16 knots. Let me just show you something here. If I take the current wind, which is 190 at 8, so that means 16 knots. Let me see, it takes 11 knots headwind, so we need to have a VREF of +6. Okay, and we can calculate like this, because we have more than 10 knots headwind. So yeah, still Alpha 3 brake 3 is enough. So wind 6, auto brake 3 going to be auto brake today, and the minimum's 236 on both sides. So we are pretty much ready. Let's take the recall. No problem with our airplane. This goes to cruise. This side usually progress for now, and we can do the descent checklist. So descent checklist will tell me that pressurization, landing altitude is 50 feet, recall checked, auto brake 3, landing data VREF 30 147, and minimums Baro 236. Approach briefing completed. So descent checklist complete. We are ready to start our descent really soon. Let me just go out here. This is China. We are pretty much flying on the southeast coast of China. There was an airplane there close to us. Let's see if we can check it on the TCAS. I don't think so. It was far away. Yeah, far away or way above us. But anyway, here we are flying the coast of China. Well, let's see what you say. Good day, how are you doing? Fala, Flavião, beleza? 100% aqui, e você? Fazendo um voozinho diferente aí hoje de Hong Kong para Xiamen, na China. So my friend Flavio from the Perna do Vento YouTube channel, if you don't know it, please check it out, Perna do Vento. It was the last message that we received in the live chat here. He has a lot of content about aviation and about simulation, including X-Plane, 11, 12 and the Microsoft Flight Simulator. So as we get close to our top of descent is in 45 miles. Here we go. In 45 miles we are going to start our descent to 5,900 feet, which is it 5,900? Let me just make sure. Yeah, 5,900, which is 1,800 meters. So note, we are in this awkward level here, 24,600 feet, but this is 7,500 meters. So we are flying China, we are flying in meters right now. Okay, that's why we have this awkward level, and I had to set the pressurization 24,500 feet. That's why we have this awkward numbers. Brightness, because we are arriving there close to sunset, so I don't want everything very bright. This should be enough. Let's check here as well. So now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and here as well for all of them, 1, 2, 3. Not very fast, because if I click it really fast it goes all the way to the other side. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, that's enough for me. 1, 2, 3 on this side as well. 1, 2, 3 on the top. The circuit breakers I don't really care, but the panel, 1, 2, 3, it is enough for now. We are getting close to our top of descent, which is the point calculated by the FMC that we should start our descent to comply with the speed and altitude restrictions for this approach. We still have chance to see it one last time. Beautiful Air China livery, I really like it. Really like this. And I will keep to the left side because our turns on the approach will be all to the left, so this is better to see, for you to see the area around the airport. As we have sun here, we would do something like this in real life. Yeah. It will help us to reduce the brightness of the cockpit. We are going to land runway 23. Yeah, it's not directly towards the west, so it's not a big problem for the sun. But if it was the problem, we could use always the sunshade and sun visor. This is the sun visor, and these are the sunshades for the 737. Okay, we are getting close to the top of descent. It says here top of descent in 10 miles. 5 miles to top of descent. We'll get a message here on the FMC. The message will be reset MCP altitude, telling us that we need to reset the autopilot altitude to allow the airplane to descend. So here we go, 6.6 miles right now. As soon as we reach 5 miles, reset MCP altitude. We can clear this message, and as we have clearance from ATC, or in this case no ATC at all, I'm going to set our next altitude constraint, which is 5,900 feet, 1,800 meters. So we'll put here 5.9, and I can cross check here that this is 1,800 meters. Okay, the descent checklist was done. The airplane is going to start descent really soon. Just want to make sure no ATC. No ATC for today. Okay, as we are going to do a constant descent, we can already change our altimeters to 1007, and we can take approach checklist. Altimeters 1007 set and cross check. The approach checklist complete. From this position, as there is no ATC and no traffic around, I go to 125, so 125 straight, and we execute. I'm a little bit high now, 1000 feet high. That's why we are flying VNAV speed. I have a couple of options to go back and descend on this path. Okay, the first and simple way to do it would be to extend the speed brake. So the airplane will keep the current speed. With the speed brake extended, it's going to descend more than this, and eventually it's going to catch the path. As it catches the path, VNAV speed reverts to VNAV path, and we can stall the speed brake. The thing is, we do not have a lot of fuel today, so we have only 300 kilograms of extra fuel today. So in case of any delay on approach or go around, there is a high chance that we need to commit to the destination airport or go to our alternate. So as I want to save some fuel, I will try just to catch this path. As you can see now, we are 1,183 feet high. I'm going to catch this path, increasing my airspeed by lowering the nose without adding any thrust. So in this case, I'm going to open the speed window. It opens at the current command speed, with 267, and as I increase my speed, let's say to 280 knots right now, and maintain my thrust in idle, the airplane will have to pitch down to increase this speed, because I'm not increasing speed with thrust, I'm increasing with the speed only with my descent. I'm descending more than I was before, and this is going to bring me back to the path eventually. Of course, later on I will have to dissipate this energy, so it's going to be nice if I have time enough to descend below the path before trying to go back to the economic speed for this flight. And I'm going to try to show you all of these very slowly. As you can see, now we are 700, almost 800 feet above, so still not working. I will even increase now to 290 knots. Once again, to increase to 290 knots without adding any thrust, the airplane has to pitch down, and as you can see, my rate of descent increases. As my rate of descent increases, I start to get closer and closer to this path, and right now is showing 600 feet. I'm 600 feet above the path. This is not enough once again, and I'm going to try 300 knots. Of course, anytime I think it's too much speed, too much energy, or I have any speed restriction from ATC, I can use my speed brakes to slow down and descend more. So now we got back to the path. Okay, we are almost there. It shows FMC speed, VNAV path, and I'm going to close the speed window. Okay, so I'm on the path right now, but my speed is 33 knots above the economic speed. I have now again two options to reduce this speed. The fast and easiest one is to use the speed brake, but once again I'm trying to make a clean descent as much as I can to save some fuel. So this extra speed for now will allow me to reach my destination in a shorter period of time. So for now it is okay, and as you can see, it is slowly decreasing. Okay, even though we have 24 knots tailwind here. So I'm going to keep it like this. I'm supposed to cross 10,000 at 250 knots, so I'm going to change this instead of 240 to 250 knots. Usually Boeing keeps 240 just to give you a margin, but today I do not have this margin. I'm going to execute like this, and now we gain some altitude because we can stay a little bit faster below 10,000 feet. So as you can see, the airplane is coming back to the path, and the speed is already at 290. So I'm now 23 knots above my economic speed and not 33 knots as I was before. Slowly the speed is decreasing, which is good for us. Marcos Espíndola, também sinto falta do conteúdo em português. Marcos, eu falo para a maioria do pessoal aí, eu estou à disposição para vocês pedirem o conteúdo, tá? Diga aí o que está faltando, diga aí o que você gostaria de ver em português e a gente faz em português também, tá? O canal não vai ficar só em inglês, mas a maioria dos produtores de conteúdo, inclusive eu, às vezes a gente fica sem assunto, a gente não sabe o que os inscritos e os membros do canal querem. Então bota aí, eu quero vídeo sobre isso, eu quero vídeo sobre tal procedimento, sobre... obviamente dentro do conteúdo aqui do meu canal, que é mais relacionado a Boeing e aviação comercial de um modo geral, mas também pode ser voo visual, enfim, coisas que eu já passei aí na vida, eu posso tentar trazer um pouco da minha experiência, beleza? Então, manda ver aí, usa os comentários dos vídeos em português ou em inglês, escreve lá e diz, eu quero isso, eu quero aquilo, e a gente traz aí para vocês, tá? So here we are close to 10,000 feet, descending to 5,900, which is 1,800 meters. The speed is slowly dropping and reaching 267. I'm not really concerned about this speed now. And we do approach Xiamen at this late afternoon in China. So we are not going to use this anymore. This is gone. The sun is almost setting there. This is okay. We're approaching 10,000 feet, so seat belts back to on, all the lights on, and we are ready to continue with this approach. 10,000 feet is approaching. We can give PA to the cabin crew. Cabin crew, please prepare for landing. Approaching 10,000, speed is reducing to 250. If it cannot make it to maintain the path, with 250 knots. Eventually is going to change to VNAV speed and is going to maintain 250 knots. And then once again we can use a speed brake or try to keep the speed, and maybe later on if we are still fast on the approach, we can start to use speed brake, gear, and even flaps to reduce our speed. As you can see right now, it's maintaining 10,000 because it's reducing to 250. The path is going to be below us, so it reverted to VNAV speed, which is normal, and is going to descend with 250 knots now. So we get the message drag required, we know about it, we clear the message, we are not going to worry about it right now. The next altitude is 4,900 feet, which stands for 1,500 meters. We have 25 knots tailwind here, that's why we are a little bit high, but all this tailwind will be in our favor. Here is the airport. As you can see, only one runway in Xiamen, so we are going to land on the opposite threshold, runway 23. And we are going to try to vacate on the first high speed here, which is Alpha 3. Just to make sure we are at the same page, I'm going to show you my Navigraph chart, and I'm going to go to most probably Terminal 3. So my option, sorry, is to vacate here Alpha 5 and then Bravo 4 to the Terminal 3. And parking positions here on the Terminal 3, we are going straight ahead to position 9 if available. Okay, so that is our plan. If we don't make it, we go Alpha 4, Bravo 3, and then position number 2. Okay, so position 9 or 2 for today. So maximum 210 knots by Alpha Mike 122. That's why the airplane is reducing speed right now. Once again, airport here on our left side. We are in a downwind leg for runway 23. Valeu, Marcos. Obrigado vocês sempre pela ajuda. A ideia não é deixar a galera brasileira aí sem conteúdo, tá? É que realmente às vezes falta conteúdo, às vezes a gente não sabe o que criar de conteúdo. E aí a gente inventa moda, como essa moda aí de inglês, beleza? Eu acredito que ajuda, e eu sempre falo para todo mundo. Todos os vídeos dá para ativar ali o closed caption e a tradução automática para português, beleza? Funciona legal. So this is the airport downwind. Let's see how we are now. Approaching 210 knots. We are going to be 1,000 feet above. It's not a big deal. I'm going to extend the flaps to 1 and open the speed intervention and maintain 210 knots. Okay, so we are going to maintain 210 knots. Next altitude after 122 is 2,900 feet, and we are going to intercept the ILS at this altitude. Okay, as there is no speed restriction anymore, we can maintain 210 for now. Once we get closer to the final, we try to reduce to something around below 200 knots for sure, but around 180 will be perfect. So we are now maintaining 210 knots. I'm going to even reduce to 200 knots and extend the flaps to 5. As I finish everything in LNAV, I will leave my heading pre-selected to the final, because it takes a long time for me to, well, to select all of this. In the real airplane, of course, is much simple. So I hope you enjoyed the sunset here in Xiamen today. That is the runway that we are going to land. As you can see, we are slowly coming back to the path. The ILS India Kilo Kilo on the heading on the course 235 is identified. Here we have the raw data information for the same ILS. If you click on the approach button, the next one is back course that is not in use today. And once again, if you press it, you blank. So once you get the approach mode there active for you. So we are 500 feet above the path. Good enough. Xiamen traffic, this is Air China 105. We are turning left to intercept 11 mile final runway 23. So as we come back to the path, I'm going to reduce the speed as we get back to the path. When the VNAV speed reverts to VNAV path again. Okay. VNAV path. Now I reduce my speed to flap 5 speed. Can even close my speed window now. Because now we are on the path. And we are going to have a speed reduction as we turn into final. Beautiful view of the Xiamen city. So we have the localizer pointer on the right side, the glide slope as well. So we can arm the approach mode, localizer and glide slope is armed. Localizer was captured, glide slope is captured, MCP speed, we are all fine. Coming to become stable on the final approach. Now runway 23. Xiamen traffic, Air China 105, final approach, runway 23. Still far away. Missed approach altitude. Today I didn't brief you, but it is 2,900 feet. Okay, so 2,900 feet is set. The airplane is ready to land. We are at 9.4 miles from the runway, from the touchdown point actually. Beautiful views. Sunset in Xiamen.
2,500.
Okay, now we can take flaps to 15 and gear down, flaps 15. We arm the speed brake and pilot monitor intake, the engine start switch to continuous. Reduce the speed to flap 15. And here we go. Just the landing flaps. About to come. So landing flaps, flaps 30. Can reduce the speed to VREF plus 6 in this case today. And we can do landing checklist. Engine start switch continuous, speed brake armed. Landing gear down 3 green, flaps 30 green light. Landing checklist complete. Ready guys? I am. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do now is to disengage auto throttle and set my thrust manually. Okay, good enough. Manual flight. We have flight director and I'm going to follow the flight director all the way down to the runway. Little bit of thrust. Little less of thrust now that we are back on the speed. I'm getting high on the approach, so I'm going to go down slowly, 1000 feet per minute. No more than this to go back what we need. We are back
500.
on the glide slope. Little bit of trim to help.
Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Landing.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverses idle. This is the first high speed. We are going to take the second one. Position number 2 then, most probably. 60 knots. Auto brake, disarm. And here we go. We taxi off of the runway. Coming traffic, Air China 105, vacating runway 3 to the left, taxiing to Terminal 3, position number 2. So, here we go. Straight ahead to position number 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce my speed a lot. First I'm going to take gate number 2. Yeah, gate number 2 is ahead of us. Just want to make sure that, yeah, it's a little bit to the left, okay, not a big deal. So what we start doing here, running lights to once again, running lights to off, only taxiway lights to stay on, turbo lights to off, engine start switch to off, and we can come here and set our flaps to 0, retract the speed brakes. We stopped. We will taxi again. I missed the auto brake off. Weather radar and terrain on this side. As we approach our final position now, we can start APU and take the taxi light to off. And here we go. Let's taxi to our final position. Transponder to transponder, yeah. So here we have the marshaller taking us to the final position. The pushback just showed up. Okay, so a little bit to the right. Okay, 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 a little bit to the left. Okay. Okay, here we stop. Parking brake is set. We take APU to the bus, and now we can shut down both engines, right and left. We keep one pump on for the APU. Seat belt goes off. Hydraulic pumps off. Packs on. Isolation auto. APU bleed on. Is more than 1 minute running. Anti-collision light off. Last thing that we do here is 2000 on the transponder and standby. So we are all good for now. Checklist, which is going to be shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps. We have one pump on. Probe heat is auto. Hydraulic panel set. Flaps up. Parking brake set. Engine start levers cut off. Weather radar off. Shutdown checklist is complete. Now I'm going to use the second CDU here, because I'm going to request FS Actions ground service to have the wheels shocks and to open the door really soon, as I requested to operate jetways. So let's see outside. Jetways are coming. Okay, we do have the jetway now, so we can come here and open the left door, and as we have the shocks we can release the parking brake. Everything is set, and now the passengers are going to disembark. Okay, I hope you enjoy this flight today. This was Hong Kong to Xiamen English live broadcast. Thank you so much, guys, and I see you very soon. Bye bye.